we are going to be looking at the refractive index of glass prism. One very important principle or law in refraction is the Snell's law, which is also known as the second law of refraction. According to Snell's law, the refractive index of any refractive surface is represented by n. N is equals to sine of the angle of incidence, sine I, divided by sine of the angle of refraction. So this is the basic law of refraction, which is the second law, or Snell's law. Now the idea here is that we want to use the properties of this prism to replace I and R. If you look at the prism ABC, at face ABC, we have face AB and face AC. At face AB, we have the normal N1. At face AC, we have the normal N2. Both of them coincide here. Let's begin from the lower triangle. Okay? From the lower triangle, we have R1 plus R2 equals to A. So we are going to write that R1 plus R2 is equals to A. Equation 1. What is the reason for this equation 1? Exterior angle of the triangle, okay, of this triangle, that is A. If you add these two, it is equals to A. Given that the ray passes through the prism symmetrically, that is at minimum deviation. So at minimum deviation, the ray is refracted inside the prism in such a way that it is parallel to the base AC. Okay, the refracted ray inside the prism is parallel to the face BC or to the line BC. That is at minimum deviation. At this minimum deviation, R1 is equals to R2 and I is equals to E. So we write at minimum deviation, R1 is equals to R2, okay, and it's equals to R. Now let's go back to 1. Therefore, from equation 1, we now have 2R equals to A. Since R1 is equals to R2, so R1 is R, R2 is R. Add them together gives 2R equals to A. Then we have, if you divide by 2, we are going to end up having R equals to A over 2. This is what we are going to have. Okay? Let's call this one equation 2. Now let's look at the upper triangle. At the upper triangle, I'm going to show you very important things. Just listen carefully. Now, you will notice that the entire angle here is directly opposite to angle I, to the angle of incidence. So to get the upper angle here, subtract R1 from I. So that's why you have I minus R. I minus R. Okay, we are using R because they are all equal at minimum deviation. So we now have, we write also at this upper triangle, we have I in degrees, minus R, okay, I minus R all in degrees, plus bracket open, I again, because same thing applies here too. What we did here, repeat it here. Since I is equals to E, is that taken? So we have I again, this I represents I2. The I here represents I2. So we have our I here minus R. The R here is actually R2, but they are all equal because it is a minimum deviation. Okay, that's equals to D. The same reason we use at the lower triangle, that's what we are using here too. Alright? Because here we have that the two opposite interior angles, when added, gives you the exterior angle. Why the same applies here, okay? If you add these two opposite interior angles, you get this exterior angle. So that's why we are having D here. Let's connect like terms here. We are going to end up having I plus this I, okay, plus another I. That's two I's here. Then minus, open brackets. Don't forget we have two. We have R plus R equals to D. We have collected like terms, right? We have collected like terms. So I plus I is 2I. 2I. I plus I is 2I. Then minus R plus R is 2R. 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 Then all equals to what? D. Alright? So we then write that 2I minus A equals D. Don't forget 2R is equals to A. Come here and see it yourself. Look at it here. 2R equals to A. So whenever you find 2R, replace it with what? A. That's what we have done. We have replaced the 2R here with A. We can also write that 2I angle, 2 angle I equals A plus D. Then finally, we have that I, if you divide both sides by 2, you have A plus D over 2. Okay, that's what we are getting after dividing both sides by 2. We recall that N from Snell's law, N is equals to sine I over sine R. So substituting for each of the letters, I is given here. So we have sine, instead of writing I, replace it with A plus D over 2. So we have, just bring a bracket here, we have A plus D over 2. Then sine. Then instead of having an arrow here, okay, instead of this arrow, come here and replace your R with A over 2. With A over 2. So we have A over 2. This is the formula for the refractive index of glass prism. Please do well to subscribe. Just smash the subscribe button. I will keep producing content that will help you in your studies. And if you are a teacher, my content will assist you